All right. YouTube was cooperating. YouTube was not cooperating last night. I think a lot of people were on. So if you saw the slide before, just a reminder from yesterday, we are going to be doing one craft and doing one recipe. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen again so you can see what it is you need to see. This is kind of the only time I miss my office because I have double screens. So AgriNation, it's a Girl Scout of Central California South tradition since 2009. If you are just getting in here, remember to rename yourself and add your Girl Scout level at the end of your name. No last names, please. And we will have our chat open. This is a place where if this is the only place you know how to get to, you can ask questions in here, but we prefer that you ask in the little Q&A box. But what's really important is we don't want you to put any personal info in the chat, no outside links, and especially no bullying. We don't really have problems with that with Girl Scouts, but we like to say it anyway. If for any reason you're having a hard time with these and you need to take a break from our program, we may remove you, but I don't think that's going to be a problem either. So, and if you raise your hand, that's not a way to get called on. You need to either put it in the chat or put it in the Q&A. All right. There's a lot of people attending, and it makes it really hard if there's several people raising their hand. All right, so today is We Feed the World Wednesday. You will need your AgriNation packet, which looks like this. You also need your cereal. You need your marshmallow pack, or just mini marshmallows if you have it, a teaspoon of butter, a microwave safe bowl, a spoon, and a microwave. The yellow washcloth that came in your bag, or another washcloth, an 8-inch piece of thin ribbon of your choice, 2 googly eyes, a small piece of felt cut like a diamond, some craft glue, one fake ice cube, like the kind that it's a reusable ice cube, and some scissors. So here are some pictures of what those look like so you can find them in your bag. The marshmallows that you received in your bag look like those multicolor marshmallows, but if you're making this with the supplies that you have at home, don't worry, you don't have to have the multicolored marshmallows. Your recipe will be just fine. And right over here is what your AgriNation packet looks like. So I'll give you a second to look at that. All right. And an extra special thanks to our supporters that made today possible. So our event sponsor is Calviva Health. Today we're going to be watching 2 videos from Borges Foods, who makes olive oil and vinegars. And some of you may have received a sample of their olive oil from Starfine Foods. Also Sun-Made raisins. So we are making our little haystacks out of Raisin Bran and California Industrial Rubber. We, would be far behind in our mechanized world if we didn't know how to use rubber correctly. JTS Transportation, Midland Tractor, and Baker Commodities. So, in every Girl Scout activity or event, we like to say the Girl Scout Promise and Law. So if you'll join me. The Girl Scout Promise. On my honor, I will try to serve God and my country, to help people at all times, and to live by the Girl Scout Law. The Girl Scout Law. I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, and responsible for what I say and do, and to respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. So today's schedule, we have our introduction, which we're just about through with. I have a quick video that we can show, and Miss Mary has a Kahoot challenge for us. We are going to try to figure out, is it a fruit or is it a veggie? And I also have a video right before Miss Karina is going to teach us how to make haystacks out of our cereal. Then we have a farm tour, and Miss Mary's going to lead us in our Boo Boo Chick activity. And we're going to calm it down and practice a little bit of yoga. So if you are ready to go, I'm ready to go. Let's stop my share right there. Miss Mary, did you want to do the Kahoot game first?
Sure, we can do that. Some of the girls have already asked why they can't see themselves. The reason is girls were in webinar mode tonight instead of our regular Zoom meeting mode, so that's why. But to get, I am home and my family is walking around, so I apologize. But we're all at home right now, so I'm glad you've joined us. Let's see. Miss Candace, can I share my screen?
You should be able to now.
Awesome. Okay, girls, so get your Kahoots ready. Remove all of my little squares of there. Can you see it now without any black boxes except the one in the middle that'll erase soon?
Looks good on my end. What do you see, Corinne?
Excellent. So girls, go ahead and use your phones or open up a new window on your screens and pull up your Kahoot app and enter in that code 9918730. And in your swag bag, there is a piece of paper that has pictures of wood, food, and cellulose on one side and has a picture of the state of California that says farming is everywhere on the other side. And that farming is everywhere side will help you with some of these questions tonight. Awesome. So we have our creative nickname generator going on. We've got 10 players already signed in. Excellent. So do we have any other ground rules that we need to talk about tonight, Miss Candace, while we're waiting for people to sign in?
No, but one of the confusing things that happened last night was girls didn't know that they could leave the meeting and go use the restroom. This is your time, and if you need to take a break, you need to, go grab a snack, get a drink of water, go to the bathroom, please. You'll be okay. Please do.
So are we getting close to the number of players that we have participants tonight, Miss Candace?
No, we've got 2 more.
So if you do not have a Kahoot app and you want to play along in our webinar, you can use the chat box to put in your answers if you don't have the Kahoot app. But just be aware, everybody else, they're not trying to spoil your game by giving away the answers. It's the only way they can play if they're putting the answers in the chat box. So all you have to do is ignore the chat box. So we've got 29 players. I'm going to give you 60 more seconds to get joined. No! Phoenix, I'm live at a Kahoot game. Sorry, my teenagers are arguing in the kitchen. It happens. Okay, 30 more seconds. We've got up to 36 players going. Just about ready to start. Just want to make sure everybody has a chance to get in here. 10 more seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Okay, so this game is called California Grows, and it is part of our AgriNation challenge. So every night between Monday and Saturday, we have Kahoot challenges, and I can go over all the codes for all the other challenges. Right now we're playing a game together, but a challenge is when you can play on your own time, and we're going to give the podium results for that on the last day, Saturday, September 19th at 7 o'clock. So there will be 4 or 5 Kahoot challenge games that you could play at your own pace. So this is similar to the picture that you should have in your swag bag that will have some of the answers for this quiz tonight. Our first question is, what is the leading state in farm production? Red is Iowa, blue is Kansas, yellow is California, and green is Florida. Okay. I think we only have, oh, we got 39. We'll find out this first time how many players we've got going on. We got 40 players, it looks like. Okay. California, most of you got that one right. Let's see who got it the fastest. The Honest Koala was the fastest with 978. So California agriculture produces more than how many billions of dollars in agricultural commodities each year? Red is 10 billion, blue is 15 billion, yellow is 33 billion, and green is 46 billion. Agricultural commodities is a fancy term for crops and animals and produce and fruits and vegetables. Okay, we got 40 people answered and 46 billion is correct. Who's going to take the leaderboard now? Oh, the Radiant Puffin has moved ahead. And we've got the Winged Yaks, Blue Dolphin, Glad Seal, and Champion Sphinx. The next question, you can choose more than one answer. Why can we grow so many different crops in California? Diverse land resources is red, blue is fertile soil, yellow is moderate climate, and green is all of the above. Again, red is diverse land resources, blue is fertile soil, yellow is moderate climate, and green is all of the above. That is correct. All of the above. So everybody who answered anything on that one, you're at least partially correct. Let's see what our leaderboard looks like. Oh, and Blue Snail has rushed into the lead with 4505. Then we've got Rocky Raccoon, Mediatric Ostrich, Noble Dragon, and Radiant Puffin is still hanging on. This is another multiple Answer. California grows fruits and tree nuts, vegetables, herbs, spices, flowers, and other what kind of crops? So think about it. Tree nuts, vegetables, herbs, spices, flowers, and other something crops that starts with an S. Red is spinach, blue is strawberry, yellow is similar, and green is specialty. What kind of other crops? Would it be spinach crops in red, strawberry crops in blue, similar crops in yellow, or specialty crops in green? Looks like we've got a few more joiners right now, so we're up to 44 answers. Excellent. Green specialty crops. And now Blue Snail has kept the lead, as is Rocky Raccoon, and Radiant Puffin is up higher, Fabulous Dog, and Champion Sphinx. There are over how many commodities produced by agriculturalists in California? Are there over red 400, blue 200, yellow 1,000, or green 127? How many different commodities or agricultural products are produced by agriculturists in California? What do you think? There we go, 400, that's correct. And Radiant Puffin is on a winning streak up to 4,700. Let's see here. California grows nearly how many percent of the nation's fruits, nuts, and vegetables? So over the whole United States, how much gets grown in California? 10% is red, 25% is blue, yellow is 50%, and green is 100%. What's your guess? How much food does California grow for the whole country for fruits, nuts, and vegetables? %50. So out of the whole 50 states, we're just one of the 50 states, we grow half of the nuts and vegetables and fruits. And Radiant Puffin is still in the lead. Blue Snail, Winged Yak, Proud Cat, and Legend Goose. Next question has multiple answers. So if you look at your poster, you'll find these answers. So Madera County's top 3 commodities are yellow is red, blue is milk, yellow is grapes, and green are pistachios. So we have 5 different counties in our Girl Scout Council, and Madera is our farthest northern county. Again, their top 3 commodities are red almonds, blue milk, yellow grapes, or green pistachios. Which 3 are correct? Choose 3 answers and then hit select. Awesome. That's right. Almonds, milk, and pistachios are the top 3 commodities in Madera. Radiant Puffin must be close by there because she's still in the lead. Proud Cat, Champion Sphinx, Noble Sphinx, and Blue Dolphin are on our podium. Another multiple count choice. Fresno County's top 3 commodities are red almonds, blue poultry, yellow citrus, or green grapes. Red almonds, blue poultry, that means like chickens and ducks and geese, birds. Citrus, which is like your oranges and your lemons and limes, and then grapes. Remember, you're going to choose 3 correct answers out of the 4 and then hit submit. Let's get that last answer in there. Okay. Almonds, poultry, and grapes are the top commodities for Fresno County. And Champion Sphinx has come up, Blue Snail, Lovely Snail, and Blue Dolphin, but Radiant Puffin is still in the lead. 3 more questions. Tulare County's top 3 commodities are red grapes, blue milk, yellow cattle and calves, and green oranges. Remember to choose 3. Grapes are red, milk is blue, cattle and calves are yellow, and oranges are green. The oranges in the picture are actually orange, but the answer is green. They're growing on green trees at least. Waiting for 3 more people, 2 more people. Get those answers in quick. Done. All right, milk, oranges, and cattle and calves are the top 3 commodities for Tulare County. Let's see. Oh my goodness, Radiant Puffin got knocked off by Blue Snail, and Champion Sphinx, Kind Cheetah, and Noble Sphinx are on the leaderboard. 2 more questions. Kings County's top 3 commodities are red almonds, blue milk, yellow cattle and calves, or green oranges. This is Kings County, closer to the coastal mountain range, a little more in the Flat Valley area. Maybe that will give you hints. But red almonds, yellow calves, blue milk, and green oranges. Choose 3. Two more people need to hit submit. You're almost out of time. Ta-da! Almonds, calves, and milk are the top 3 commodities for Kern County. And the Blue Snail is still at the leaderboard. Lovely Quail has joined the podium. And our last question has multiple answers. Kern County's top 3 commodities are red grapes, blue milk, yellow almonds, or green oranges. I'll give you a hint. One of them is in this picture. Really, just the flowers are in the picture, but they end up being one of these things. Red is grapes, blue is milk, yellow is almonds, and green is oranges.
This is mine. Stop breathing on it. You're not going to eat anyways, Max.
My puppy dog is trying to get my husband's dinner. Okay, let's see here. I think we've got all our answers in, and grapes, almonds, and milk are the top 3 commodities for Kern County. So we've got Blue Snail, Radiant Puffin, Champion Sphinx, Lovely Quail, and Blue Dolphin has joined our leaderboard. So what 3 counties in our Girl Scout Council regularly rank in the top counties nationally for agricultural sales? So for all the counties in California, There are 3 counties. Red is Fresno, Kern, and Tulare. Yellow is Kings, Madera, and Tulare. Blue is Fresno, Kings, and Kern. And green is San Diego, Los Angeles, and Ventura. Well, we know one of those choices is nowhere near our council. So it has to be the other one that has counties from in our council. Which do you think are the top 3 counties in the whole country for agriculture sales? Fresno, Kern, Tulare in red, Fresno, Kern, Kings in blue, and Kings, Madera, Tulare in yellow. Fresno, Kern, and Tulare is the correct answer. So, thank you for taking our challenge today. We're going to go ahead and give you some more PIN numbers so you could play some more challenges before Friday. And now we're going to see our podium for today's game. Dum, da, da, dum. Drum roll, everybody. Champion Sinks is third. Radiant Puffin is second. And all right, Blue Snail has taken the lead. Our runners up are Lovely Quail, and it disappeared, so I missed it. But thank you for playing our game. Like I said, we have some more challenges. We have Farming is Everywhere Challenge, California Grows Challenge, our California Agriculture Challenge, and our Crops of the Month Challenge. They're all going to be going until Saturday at 7 p.m. and I'll get all those codes for you later in the day. That's all I have, Miss Candace.
I am still viewing your screen. Let's see here. There we go. Can everybody see me? Excellent. Just a reminder, if you're raising your hand in the attendee list, we can't call on you that way. So you're going to need to either chat directly with us through the chat, or there's a Q&A. And there's a person here that just has themselves as a phone number. You're going to need to rename yourself. Okay. All right. So we just had a competition. Right now, we're just going to take a survey. We want to see if you know what is a fruit and a veggie. And I think you probably think you know what a fruit and a veggie is, but we shall see. Let's see here. Oh, I realize that this won't launch until the very end. Okay, then we'll do this. Food. Yes, fruits and veggies are food. Okay, so do me a favor. If you think that this is a fruit, you're going to put an F in the chat. And if you think it's a veggie, you're going to put a V in the chat. Are you ready? First option, tomato. Tomato, you know that red thing we make sauce out of. Sometimes we eat raw in salads. All right. How about bell peppers? Fruit or a vegetable? And I'm going to tell you what all of these are at the end. Okay. Okay. Fruit or vegetable, bell pepper. Those green things. We used to grow a ton of them in the summer, and then we'd end up having to like eat them all winter long. How about pumpkins? It's pumpkin season, right? Are pumpkins a fruit or a vegetable? Fruit or vegetable? Some people are putting both. It's got to be one or the other. A cucumber, cucumbers. You know, we make pickles out of them. Sometimes we keep them as cucumbers and eat them like that. Ooh, you guys are so fast. How about peas? Green peas, like put in soup. Maybe your parents have you eat with like mixed veggies. Now, this is my favorite thing to eat. I actually ate this today already. Green beans, or some people call them string beans. I think because they have that string down the center if you get them fresh. All right, I think we've got 2 more left. Oh, 3 more left. All right, this is a weird one, eggplant. It's one of the only things I can think of that grows out of the ground that's purple and has like a very unusual texture. Fruit or vegetable for eggplant? All right, how about okra? Okra is not a common thing that we eat on the West Coast, but you may have had it. Some people like it fried, and by some people I mean me. Or it can be like chopped up and put in like gumbo and stuff. Okra. All right. How about olives? Olives. We've got green olives. We've got those pretty Kalamata purple olives. One's stuffed with everything. And our last option, avocados. Those are one of those things that you love or you hate.
And they're keto.
And they're keto. Oh yeah, that's true. I have a friend that's allergic to avocados, and I just think that's the most terrible thing ever. Avocados are so delicious. All right, so if you guessed that any of those were a fruit, you are correct. So we may call things fruits and vegetables, but botanically speaking, meaning how they grow, these things I just talked to you about are fruits, and I'll tell you why. So a fruit isn't necessarily something that's sweet. It's anything that grows on a plant and has seeds that would turn into a fruit. And another way to be able to tell is if it's a flowering plant. Okay, so if the thing that you're eating comes from the flower of the plant, then it's a fruit. Isn't that wild? So you have to think about it this way too. What we are seeing is the finished product. We don't see how it grows all the time. And one of the really interesting things is when you have a garden at home, you can actually see how these things grow. Oh, Amelia's disappointed. Hey, but guess what? Now you can say when you're like eating like cucumbers and stuff, you're like, oh, this is my favorite fruit. I almost gave it away and said that green beans are my favorite fruit. But when we are eating things, you know, like avocado trees don't have these big, beautiful flowers we see. They're very small, tight buds, and they grow this little nodule, which ends up becoming a big, beautiful avocado. And usually you can figure, I know, right? Faith is blown away. But yes, if it has seeds inside and it comes from a flowering plant, meaning the thing that you're eating comes from the flower, it's a fruit. Now, I have a pretty cool video so you can start your own garden without anything. In fact, you can just take the table like cuttings and stuff from the food that you make at home and be able to grow your own garden. So let me share my screen and you can see what I'm talking about.
and some new fleets, new school year, whatever that means. From the sporty chic to the STEM star, go.
All right. So it would be fun if you could experiment at home with your family and be able to grow some things on your own. Really important reminder, please do not share personal information on our chat. This is not for that purpose. It's for you to ask questions from us, be able to answer questions, that sort of thing. So sorry, girls. And I don't want to have to remove anybody, but we will because it's for your safety and for others as well. Okay. Alrighty. So now we have Miss Karina, who's going to teach us about how to make some haystacks. And I'm pretty sure it doesn't have anything to do with actually growing any hay, right? Because I didn't grow anything.
Okay, let me try that. Okay, girls, so get your supplies ready. You're not going to be using a pumpkin, first of all. So make sure you have your packet of marshmallows open. I'm going to be using more than this packet just because I already made it and it did not work out with one. So go ahead and open your cereal box. And then the first thing we need is a microwave safe bowl and a tablespoon of butter. Now, depending on the amount of marshmallows you're actually going to use, don't put the whole tablespoon of butter if you're just going to use that little packet, because you'll just get this liquidy mess that does not form anything. So go ahead and get your butter, your marshmallows, and go to your microwave, which I'm going to do. So I'm going to take this with me. And my marshmallows. All right. So as you can see, I have my butter. I'm going to, oh, it's going to do the robot. So I'm going to microwave it just for like 5 seconds, and that was too much because it started to pop. Next, I'm going to pour in my marshmallows. So I'd say that's like half a cup of marshmallows right here. If you have the big white marshmallows, that probably work way better. These are really tiny. So, gonna pop it in for like 2 seconds. Stir it. So these marshmallows are actually pretty hard still. So back in they go.
Just make sure you watch them through there. So mine started to puff. I'm hoping they stir good now. Or if you even have that marshmallow cream, that would work way better and you wouldn't need butter. All right, so that's good. And then, let me mute this part.
Karina, can you unmute your computer? Sorry, we muted you.
All right, so I'm pouring it in my cereal thing, but I couldn't hold my phone at the same time because the bowl's pretty hot. It's pretty sticky. Make sure you put your bowl in the sink right away after this, or your mom's gonna be mad, like mine will. And get that all coated. Try to put my phone back on here real quick. Yeah.
So unmute your computer again, Karina.
That's weird. I don't know how it muted. All right. I'm trying to coat it really good. You're going to form a rectangle with this to form a haystack. And if you have those pumpkin candies, you can top it on there so it'll look like an actual haystack. All right. Probably as good as it's going to get with the mixture I had. It's really sticky, so if you have butter or margarine, put it on your fingers so it'll be easier to work with and form, because this is sticking to my hands really bad. Candace, this is not working for these marshmallows. So Morgan, I can't slow down for a minute just because it says to work quickly with my mixture. So, and on the microwave part, it says 15 seconds on here, but I was doing like 2 seconds when it was the marshmallows by itself and it started to pop. So I'm guessing depending on your actual microwave, just make sure you watch it through the window. But it's a really sticky thing. So instead of a rectangle, I think I'm just gonna form a ball and make it a pumpkin.
You could probably also use your spoon. So like if you wanted to just like put it on like a plate and let it dry a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. It's really sticky. So girls, butter your hands before you try to play with your mixture. I forgot that part and it's stuck to my hands. I do not know how these cooking shows make it look easy. As you can see, I did this on the spot.
They have 12 people working behind them. That's usually how.
So Savannah and Emma want to know if you'll review the steps one more time because they missed some of it.
All right, step 1, melt butter in microwave for about 2 seconds. Then you're gonna add your marshmallows and stir until completely melted. Just gonna put it on my plate right here. And then once you get that mixture all stirred up, you're gonna coat your cereal. And using a buttered fingers, form the mixture evenly into a rectangle and eat it when it's cool. All right. Yeah.
Well, some of the haystacks are round bales, so it's all good.
This was a haystack that a horse already got to. So as you can see, Spirit just got on there and started eating the hay before it was formed into a bale. But yeah, also you can use Frosted Flakes instead of Raisin Bran if you do not have your Raisin Bran cereal in your packs, just because, oh my gosh, one of my curly hairs. Let me get that off. Okay, girls, so
So
make sure you
we
wash your
have a
hands.
couple of girls that are asking if they have to eat it. If you don't think you're going to eat it and no one in your family is going to eat it, don't make it, and then just eat your cereal separately, and you can use the marshmallows for something else. It's never a good idea to just make
Waste
something
food, yeah.
and then waste food. I think we've learned this week, even in this short amount of time, it takes a lot of effort and a lot of work and a lot of money to be able to make the food that we get to eat. So yeah, don't waste your food. Can you use Frosted Flakes? Yes, ma'am. Actually, the recipe suggested Frosted Flakes at first, but I thought it was too much sugar on sugar on sugar. And I had a girl ask in the Q&A, they don't have marshmallows. You can actually mix a little bit of, a tablespoon of powdered sugar with some peanut butter, and you can make and warm that up in the microwave, and then you can make your own haystacks that way too. We just didn't want to send peanut butter because it's really a highly allergic food. So,
And I would have ate it.
yeah, Rice Krispies.
All right, so yes, the spoon works better. Just gonna add this on my bale right here.
So one of my favorite cookies like this is my great uncle, who is in his 80s. He calls them man cookies because they're simple enough a man could make them. And you take Special K cereal with peanut butter and brown sugar and Caro syrup. And you just heat that up in the microwave or on your stovetop just until everything melts together, just till those sugar crystals melt. And then you stir it in with Special K cereal and you make balls out of that. But again, you have to put butter on your fingers because Karina's right. It's always sticky.
I think it's funny that he uses Special K.
Oh, it's
Like,
so delicious.
On top of all that other stuff, it's like, whoa.
And then my
That's
daughter,
pretty
who's
sweet.
allergic to peanuts, we've even made it with almond butter, and it's good that way too.
Ah, well, that sounds
Great.
delish.
So Lulu said put it in the container and flat it on the top and let it dry. Okay. So I'm gonna let this
Good
actually
idea.
dry. This is my hay pile. So yes, my mom will let you know if it's good because I don't eat raisins. I don't have time for raisins. And yeah, so let me know if anyone's actually oh, I ate my marshmallows. I was tempted. We are using Rice Krispies.
Yum, yum.
That sounds better. I love Rice Krispies.
So we have some, we have a couple of videos to show you from Sunmade, and we'll play those. But while we're doing that, I'm also giving you time to go make this if you haven't had a chance to. So I'll start it now. And if you need to go, oh, you don't have to add milk, Glenda. If you actually go away from the computer and go make your recipe, just try to be back here by 7:05, okay? Because that's when everything's going to be over, I think. Well, the video will be over, not everything. Alrighty.
Oh, Haley said it was delicious, but definitely needed more marshmallows. I agree. Did anyone use marshmallow cream or have any marshmallow cream? I think it would have worked out way better.
Oh, I forgot our our video from Starfine Foods. All right, we'll do that one after this. Whoops. We've got a lot of content today.
We're brother just walked in. Junior, try this for us and let us know if it's good. It's a haystack. It's made with marshmallows and it's good for you. It has raisins. Let us know.
There we go. I'm gonna go back to Leo's.
Is it good?
Sorry, guys.
All I taste is the
I'm
raisin.
gonna go back.
So my brother says all he tasted was the raisins. So I think it does need more marshmallows.
There we go. That was a short clip.
When the harvest is completed, it's time to deliver the new crop of raisins to Sunmaid's processing and packaging operations. Covering more than 100 acres, over 100,000 tons of raisins are delivered here each year. The high fruit sugar and low moisture act as natural preservatives, allowing raisins to be stored in their natural state for months without refrigeration. A pioneer in developing high-speed packaging of raisins, Sunmaid continues to lead the way, creating convenient, quality-conscious ways to package its products. Sunmaid packaging innovations include better ways to preserve quality and freshness, both before and after the package is opened. Our bag-in-a-box containers, carton cans, and resealable Stay Fresh bags are all aimed at preserving both Sunmaid freshness and customer satisfaction. The range of Sunmaid products form an extraordinary cornucopia of the healthful bounties of California. Besides our world-favorite raisins, Sunmaid also produces a full line of other dried fruit products. These include dried apricots, peaches, apples, figs, and a delicious array of specialty fruit mixes for snacks and baking. Sunmaid packaging lines turn out more than 500 million packages a year, from half-ounce mini boxes to 1,100-pound bulk containers for industrial customers, and we do it in a dozen different languages. After all, Sunmaid is the world's favorite raisin, shipped to more than 50 countries around the globe. About half of Sunmaid raisins are packaged and sold in our familiar consumer packages. The other half is sold for use as an ingredient in a wide assortment of food products. And it's no wonder, since Sunmaid raisins are the most versatile and economical dried fruit around. Available year-round, raisins are easy to use in a wide variety of foods: cereals, breads, cookies, candies, energy snacks. The raisin is one of the world's most versatile food ingredients. And since ancient times, most people have known that raisins are good for you too. In recent years, researchers have confirmed the value of natural sun-dried raisins in a healthy diet that emphasizes the inherent goodness of fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Raisins are high in fiber and rich in antioxidants and other disease-fighting minerals. Studies also show raisins are helpful in lowering cholesterol levels. Best of all, they just taste good. And there are so many ways to enjoy Sunmaid raisins. Raisins are delicious in all kinds of baking and snacks. You can use them to spruce up salads and side dishes. Raisins add flair and flavor to main entrees and make healthy, delicious desserts. And chocolate-covered raisins will make anyone smile. As an ingredient or just a ready-to-eat snack on the go, Sunmaid raisins are one of nature's most flavorful and healthy foods.
Raisins from farm to fork. Did you know that a raisin starts life as a juicy grape? They grow in hot, dry climates, such as here in California, in the United States of America. The vines like to grow in dry, sandy soil and need plenty of sunshine and water to produce plump and juicy grapes. The established vines start life as small plants. They are planted in the ground in rows like this. Once the vines are established, they next produce what we call a bloom. It looks like this. So long as it's pollinated, each tiny flower will over time ripen and become a grape. And it takes one whole year before the vines can start to produce grapes ready for harvest. Once harvest time arrives, the grower examines the grapes using a refractometer. He checks the sweetness of the grapes, and only once he is satisfied that they are sweet and fully ripe does the harvest begin. To harvest the grapes, they use a machine like this. It moves between the rows of vines and shakes the grapes free. Next, they are laid out on this brown paper to dry naturally in the hot Californian sun. Once collected, they go along a conveyor belt and then into a lorry like this. It can take around 4 to 5 days for the grapes to dry out, turning from green to brown. Grapes lose so much water that they shrink to 1/4 of their original size. That's like a large bull elephant shrinking to the size of a gorilla. Once the raisins have dried, they are collected and taken to the pack house. Here they are washed and packed before being shipped to the United Kingdom for the next stage of their journey. The raisins travel across the Atlantic Ocean by ship before arriving into a UK port. Once here, they are taken to this packing factory in Northamptonshire to start the final part of their journey. The raisins are tipped onto a conveyor belt like this so that they can be thoroughly washed once more before being weighed and packed into bags. Finally, this metal detecting machine gives them one last check before they are placed on a pallet and wrapped, ready to be sent to the shops for you to buy and enjoy.
I have to say, I am so glad to see that video show that they washed the raisins, because I can remember driving by trays of raisins and seeing all the flies buzzing and going, oh my goodness.
Yeah, so I wanted to show that first video because the very first video was the Remember Your Childhood video from Sunmade, but the second video was how we pack them locally for us to eat locally. But the things that we grow in the valley are shipped all over the world. Like there's so many people that have international type jobs because of the different commodities. So one of our guest speakers earlier this week was talking about commodities, and it just means if they didn't wash the raisins, you would never eat them again. Good reason. Commodities are, basically like the products, and they're able to sell them in large, amounts. So while I may buy a small bag of raisins at the store, there are countries that buy tons of raisins. Raisins are very popular in the Middle East. And so they have to be grown somewhere, dried. And guess what? We're that somewhere. In fact, Selma is the raisin capital of the world. The world. Not just like of California or the United States, but the world. So when you're driving down 99, depending on where you are right now in our Central Valley or the world, we are basically feeding the world. And that's why we wanted to dedicate today to us feeding the world. But in order to do all that shipping from here to there, there's a lot of things that have to happen. And one of the things they didn't talk about in that process, and why they also rinse the raisins, is they use a sulfuring process with the raisins, which actually helps preserve them. And sulfur is a naturally occurring thing. And so it's not like a preservative where it's a chemical. I wanted to get back to, I love raisins, but now that I've discovered craisins, I guess not discovered. I mean, now that I have had craisins as like an adult again, man, I love craisins. I wanted to show you a video from Starfine Foods. I cannot believe I didn't show this earlier. So let me grab that video, and then I'm going to turn it over to Miss Mary, and she's going to teach you how to make.
But Miss Lily first wants to know, what is a craisin?
Oh, a dried cranberry. And they're not dried in the same way that raisins are. So where cranberries are grown are generally like much wetter areas. So like the East Coast and some of the Pacific Northwest grows cranberries. And then when they're picked, they are basically allowed to kind of dehydrate in a bin, and then they actually go through a dehydration process through an actual like conveyor belt system, more of a mechanized process. But the difference between raisins and dried cranberries is that they have to add sugar to dried cranberries, because if you ever had like a cranberry just by itself, it is very tart. Unlike when you eat a grape by itself, it is very sweet already. So once you dry it, just like they were talking about on that video, it actually amplifies the sweetness. All that sweetness gets together. Whereas when you start with something that's tart, it may get a tiny bit less tart, but you're definitely gonna have to add something to it. One thing that I like about having dried fruit is that it is a really great thing for us Girl Scouts that go on adventures, because it's small, it's calorically and nutrient dense, meaning that we can get a lot of nutrients and calories from it, and we can put it in our backpack. And that means we're not having to pack a giant thing to get the same amount of calories from, say, like 4 cups of salad. We'd have to have a lot. It would be a very large container. But to get the same amount from, say, dried fruit or nuts, it's just a small amount. So there's a little bit of info on that. Let me share our video from Starfind Foods. Now, they were so kind to create this video for us. And it really shows how our production in ag is really truly international.
Tending the olives doesn't stop once they leave the fields. Indeed, it has only just begun.
The first memory I have of an olive press is when I was 4. I weighed myself on a Roman weighing scale. Those were the ancient scales used when people collected their olives in 90 to 100 pound sacks. This is my very first memory, getting up on those scales as a child, and my grandfather weighing me with a Roman scale. My grandfather produced oil, my father produced oil, and my entire family. So I've been involved in this from a very young age. My daughter, well, I'm showing her how to taste and classify the oil we currently produce, and then it will be up to her to decide what she wants to do. The best thing that can happen to an olive is to be harvested at a cool temperature, to be transported as fast as possible to the olive press, and to be processed the minute it reaches the press. The less time elapsed between leaving the tree and ending up in the press, the better the chance of producing a top quality oil. The olives usually arrive in trailers directly from the recently harvested fields. As soon as they get to the plant, they are unloaded into underground reception hoppers. From these hoppers, they are taken by conveyor belts to the cleaning facility. This is where the leaves and the stems are removed, and if necessary, they are washed to remove any dirt or earth. They go through a washing machine of sorts. From here, the olives emerge completely clean and are sent on another conveyor belt to the weighing scales, where the olives, once delivered by the farmer and now free of all impurities, are weighed. Once they're in the hoppers, the press foreman chooses which hopper he will use according to the variety and the production needs at that particular time to be processed directly on one of the plant's processing lines. To make 1 quart of oil, you need around 11 pounds of olives. It depends a little on the fat yield from each olive. Right at the beginning of the harvest season, you need 15 to 18 pounds, and by the end, just 9 pounds. The average is around 11 pounds of olives to get 1 quart of oil. The yield from an oil is around 20% fat. In other words, the oil held within the olive. It's good. I can taste tomato stems, almonds. It's a 7 or 8. The oil's really good.
How do we manage to obtain top quality olives? There's a man who knows the Mediterranean like the back of his hand and combs it in search of the finest harvests.
Kind of want to watch that video where the kid gets a haircut. Well, we won't. So what's really amazing about Starfine Foods and Borges Foods, who is the parent company there, is that they have 23 locations all over the world, and their California location is here in Fresno, California. And the reason is that the place that you were seeing them grow those olives is in Spain, and they grow olives in Italy, and they also grow olives in Tulare, California. So Starfine Foods also produces some other things that you might have seen on your shelf besides olive oil. They produce those teeny tiny little berries called capers that you use in, fancy sauces and stuff. They also produce, marinated artichokes in jars. And they also make vinegars. But something you may have seen and may have in your refrigerator right now or in your pantry is they also make maraschino cherries. So those red cherries that you put on sundaes, they do that too. So they've really started as a family business, like a lot of the businesses that we focused on during this program. And they've grown and developed these different products in the same methodology, which is find the best things, find the best way to preserve them so we can bring them to people all over the world. So we want to thank Starfine Foods and Borges for being one of our sponsors, but also they donated some olive oil. So some people got olive oil, and you can enjoy some of those delicious olives from Spain. All right, now for reals this time, I'm turning it over to Miss Mary so we can make this chick.
Miss Candace, can you go over the rules again about personal questions?
Okay, so one more time. I can turn the chat off if that is going to be an issue, and then you can just ask questions in the Q&A. But if I remove you from the program, what happens is you can't sign in the rest of the week. It disallows your email address. Okay, so personal questions. No, thank you.
No putting what city you're from.
Sorry about that.
All right, spotlight is on you.
Awesome. So tonight we are going to show you how to make these cute little boo-boo chicks. Now, those of you who got your swag bag, you should have your little fake ice cube and put that in the freezer so it's nice and hard. I pulled mine out earlier, so it's only got a tiny little bit of ice left in it. You can kind of see that floating around a little bit in the middle.
Oh, shoot. They asked last night and I told them not to freeze it. Sorry, girls.
It's okay. You can freeze it anytime that you have a boo-boo. And then you can just, because when you're holding an ice cube with your fingers, it gets really cold. So this time your boo-boo chick's gonna hold your ice cube for you, and then you could put it on your owie. So these are the chicks we're gonna make tonight. So if you could change the camera to my table, there we go. All right. So here's our example. And in your swag bag, you're going to find your washcloth, a piece of ribbon, your Google eyes, and a little diamond of orange felt. Now, things that I'm going to use from my house is a pair of scissors. I'm snagging one of these paper clips from our STEM activity, and I got one of my daughter's hair ties. You don't have to use this. It makes it a little easier. If I'm going too fast for you, don't worry. I've already videoed these directions, and it will be on our council YouTube channel. So you can stop it, pause it, rewind it, and go back to it later. So the first thing I'm going to do, God bless you, sweetheart. Got some sneezes in here. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is, this is for our beak. Now it doesn't really look very much like a beak right now. So what I'm going to do is, I want my chick to be able to close his mouth. So I'm going to put a teeny tiny bit of glue right down the middle. And then I'm going to fold it in half. But instead of sitting here and holding that forever and ever, I'm going to clip it with my little paper clip here, and I'm going to leave it over there to dry. So then the next step, I'm going to take my washcloth, and I don't like these scratchy tags. So I'm cutting my scratchy tags off. If you tear them off, that's fine, because you're going to roll up your towel anyway, so it doesn't matter if the strings come loose a little bit. But I'm cutting mine off right now. So what I'm going to do is you turn it so it's like a diamond shape, and you start in one corner, and you start making a very tiny roll, and you roll it up nice and tight all the way to the top. And you try to roll it so it hits both ends of your washcloth at the same time, because you want those wings are going to be, let me pull this up a little higher. There you go. You want those wings to be the same shape. So you roll that up nice and tight. Now you don't have to do the next step, but I like to do it because when I take my ice cube in and out of my chick a lot, I don't want it to come apart. So I like to take a little glob of glue, and I've just got a toothpick. You can use a toothpick, or you can use a paintbrush or a popsicle stick or anything to use your glue. And I just put a little glue on the end so it will keep my towel together. Now, the next thing you want to look at is the ends of your washcloth, because the tops are the tops of your wings. Your wings, you don't want your wings to look like that. You want your wings to look nice and full. So now that your wings are on the top, you're going to fold it right in half. So your wings are together. Okay. Now you're going to take it and you're going to turn it into an M or a W if you've got it upside down. But you're going to flip it over, and it's not all the way touching the bottom. It's just a little bit away from the bottom. Now this is where I found out that using a hair tie really helped me, because you could take your string and try to tie it around there right now and try to hold it and tie it all at the same time. But if you have a hair tie available, that makes life so much easier. It's not necessary, but you can use that if you want. I'm going to use it just so I can show you. It doesn't matter how it is because you're going to take it off anyway. So then the next thing you're going to do is take your ribbon, and remember your Girl Scout knots. We're going to do one overhand knot just like that. I'm going to bring my camera down so you can see how I'm tying the knots a little easier. And you're going to pull that nice and tight. And you want it to be just where you want. So your head's just the right size and your wings are just the right size. And the space is just the right size for your ice cube. So after you pull it really tight, if you turn it a little sideways, that'll kind of lock it into position. Now what you're going to do is, with those of you who have really skinny ribbon, this will be a little bit easier. Those of you who have fat ribbon like me, it's a little bit harder. But you can take 2 bunny ears and just take those bunny ears and take one side and go over top, and then right through that hole in the middle. So that's one way. Now, if I pull too hard, my tail is going to come all the way through. So when you have fat ribbon like this, you kind of have to play with it. You pull it and then adjust it. And then you pull it and then you adjust it. And then you pull it tighter and you adjust it until you've got it nice and tight and your bows and your tails are just the size you want it to be. If you want really big bows, you can have a really big bow. If you want a really tiny bow, you can have a really tiny bow. So that's my bow. So now I can take off my hairband. So because now my ribbon's going to hold my bow, my chick together. There we go. Okay. So the next step, I kind of don't like that the head opens up like that. So I take a little bit of glue and stick it right in between, right down the middle, and putting his brains back in his head. It's gluing them back up. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do with my glue, after I've got my ribbon exactly the way I want it to be, now you'll see that one side is longer than the other. Now you could cut your ribbons off horizontally if you want, or you could cut your ribbons off vertically. But if you leave your ribbons straight like this, the ribbon will fray. See this little piece of white string that's starting to come off of my ribbon? That's called fraying. And you can buy something at the fabric store called Fray Check, or you can just use glue like I'm going to show you in just a moment. But I like my bows to have a cut where they're vertical. Like I said, you could do this vertical or you could do it horizontal, whichever way you like your bows to be done. So now I'm going to take just a tiny bit of glue and put it right on that edge so my ribbon doesn't come apart. And don't worry if it's sticky, it's going to dry and you won't even see it. You can also use clear fingernail polish for this step too, if you don't want to use glue. So that keeps my ribbon from coming unraveled. Now I'm going to use my 2 Google eyes. I'm going to get some glue. Oops. Oh dear, one of my Google eyes just fell to the ground. There it is. Pardon me. Okay, got it. So I'm putting some glue on the back of my Google eye and putting it on one side of my chick's head. And then I'm getting my other Google eye and putting that one on the other side of my chick's head. Now I'm going to find that beak that I put in the paper clip here. So now that it's been sitting there for a while, now it's nice and it's not completely dry, but it's mostly dry. And now I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on one side, just like that. I'm going to stick it right there between the Google eyes and the bow. So now my chick can open his mouth and say hi. And now you want to make sure his tummy is big enough so that you can slip that ice cube right in there. Make sure his wings are nice and cute. And there you go. There is your boo-boo chick. So toss them. You could toss the whole thing in the freezer if you want, or you could take your ice cube out and just put your ice cube in the freezer. But that is today's boo-boo chick. Like I said, the video is on our YouTube channel if you need to rewind it or watch a step again. But those are the basic steps. So now I've got my little flock of boo-boo chicks here. I need to find another ice cube though. So now I'm ready for 3 boo-boos. Oh, someone's asking what is the YouTube channel name? The YouTube channel is our council, Girl Scouts of Central California South. And we have tons of really great videos there. We have some videos of our past camps. We have some videos of our Girl Scouts at Home packet that shows skits for campfire and songs and Girl Scout traditions and crafts. And my girls even made pizza one day. And Miss Karina's taken us on really cool hikes. And Miss Natasha's even doing a really cool, what kind of makeup is that called, Miss Candace? Latex, the fancy latex makeup videos. So there's lots of fun things that you can find there on our YouTube channel. So make sure you check that out and you like it and you subscribe it, because you can find out lots of fun things. And then you can stop it and rewind it so you don't have to worry about us if we're going too fast. So someone asked if I can review it. Okay. Again, I folded and glued my beak. I rolled up my washcloth. I tied my bow. I cut off the tails of my bow to make it look all nice and neat. Glue on the eyes, glue on the beak, stick in the ice cube. Pretty simple. You don't have to put the glue between the sides of the head, but I like to put the glue between the sides of the head because I think it looks funny if the chick's head's coming apart. Oh, let's see your blue chick, Candace. Spotlight your camera so everybody can see your chick. Aww, so cute.
If I can do it, you can do it.
Awesome. So also you can find on the internet, you can even make boo-boo bunnies. There's bunches of different shapes that you can find online to make boo-boo chicks or boo-boo animals. So again, it's nice to have.
I was thinking this looks like we could turn it into a frog really easily. Like a green washcloth.
Yeah, a green washcloth. White or pink looks really cute if you're making presents for little, like if you're an older Girl Scout and you want to work on your LIA badge or something and help out some brownies with their troop, and you could show them how to make bunnies out of white washcloths or pink washcloths. They're super easy. Just get some Google eyes and some ribbon and a fake ice cube.
Just answering a question really quick. So just an FYI, if you did miss our first 2 days, we are posting the recordings. We're recording live. That's also another reason why we are in webinar mode. It's so that we can actually post live without having, anybody have their likeness, except for like us adults that choose to do that on YouTube. So you can watch those on our YouTube channel. So Monday and Tuesday are posted. Wednesday is right now going up as we go. Yes, you can send us a photo of your chick. Can I have one of my other co-hosts put our email address in there? Yeah, actually, if any of you want to send any pictures of you doing any of your AgriNation activities, we would love them. Send us your pictures.
And I'll get all of those Kahoot challenges, those numbers for the Kahoot challenge, and I'll put them in chat for everybody too.
Okay, so as promised, we're going to slow it down now, and we are going to do some fruit and vegetable yoga.
You still have me spotlighted, Candace.
I know. I'm switching over. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Now I have 2 devices on, so hopefully we'll be able to watch this video, but also participate. So I want to give everybody a couple minutes to find some space. She is on the floor, so maybe a little bit of room for you. And what we'll do is we'll move along with Miss Jenna. Here we go. All right, we'll start in, let's give you a minute.
Amelia, please send us a photo of your boo-boo chick because that just sounds funny.
Oh wait, I even have my yoga mat in here. Oh wait, no I don't. Do a kind of fan though. All right, let's let Miss Jenna teach us about fruit and vegetable yoga. Although fruit and vegetable yogurt, that could be a thing.
I prefer the yogurt.
Thank you for joining us for Fruit and Veggie Yoga today. My name is Jennifer and I work for the Marion County Public Health Department. This program is brought to you by the Library Foundation. Today, before we get started, we're going to shake all of our wiggles out so that we can be calm and relaxed during our yoga practice. So let's go ahead and stand up on our 2 feet and let's shake out our knees a little bit. We're going to shake out our elbows a little bit. We're going to take a big deep breath in and relax. Awesome job. So today we're going to be doing fruit and veggie yoga. All of our poses are going to look like our favorite fruits and vegetables. So to get started, we're going to start by reaching up to the sky as high as we can. Our feet are flat on the floor, our arms are by our ears, and we're reaching long and strong. We call this pose the carrot stick. Let's go ahead and take a big deep breath in and breathe out. Awesome job. Let's go ahead and move into our next pose. We call this one the red tomato pose. This one's very similar to our orange carrot pose. So we're going to start with our hands by our ears. Our feet are flat on the floor and we're reaching high in the sky. But this time we're going to bend our elbows. We're going to make an O for tomato. One big deep breath in here and breathe out. Awesome job. Are you guys ready for our challenge? This next pose we call the green broccoli pose. I think broccolis kind of look like the trees you see outside, so we're going to do our broccoli tree pose. Starting with that carrot stick pose, reaching our hands high in the sky, as high as we can. We're going to clap those hands together at the top. Whenever you feel comfortable, let's pick up our favorite foot and we're going to rest it on our ankle. Let's hold for 1, 2, 3, relax. Awesome job. If we do it to one foot, we got to do it to the other so that both legs stay strong. So this time we're going to reach back up into that carrot stick pose. Clap those hands together at the top and pick up that other foot. Go ahead and set that one on your ankle and hold for 3, 2, 1. Awesome job. You guys did it. Let's make it a little more challenging this time. We're going to go ahead and reach back up into our carrot stick pose, reaching high in the sky. Clap those hands together. This time, we're going to take that favorite foot again, and we're going to pick it up all the way above our knees. You can use your hands if you need help. Let's hold it for 3, 2, 1. Relax. Awesome job, guys. Let's do it to the other foot so that we can stay strong and healthy. Reaching those hands up into the sky, clapping those hands at the top. Grab that other foot and go ahead and place it above your knee using your hands if you need help. Let's go ahead and hold it for 3, 2, 1. Relax. Awesome job. Let's go ahead and do our next pose. We call this pose the green grape pose. Let's go ahead and start by keeping our feet flat on the floor in the middle of our mat. We're gonna reach our hands out to the sides as far as we can reach. And whenever you're comfortable, let's bend our body in half so that we touch our toes. Keeping our knees straight, keeping our arms straight. One big deep breath in and breathe out. Awesome job. Let's go ahead and bend those knees, bringing our pockets to our feet and wrapping our arms around our kneecaps, making ourselves small and round, just like our purple grapes. Go ahead and take a big deep breath in and breathe out. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. Awesome job. Let's go ahead and sit back on our pockets, putting our feet straight out in front of us. Shake those knees out a little bit because we were sitting on them for a while. Awesome. Whenever you feel comfortable, we're going to move into our next pose. This one is one of my favorite vegetables. It's a corn on the cob pose. So to do this one, we're going to sit in the middle of our mat, legs straight out in front of us, and we're going to reach our hands high above our head. Our arms are by our ears. Our back is straight, and we're reaching as high as we can. And then we're gonna slowly roll back onto our backs, keeping our body straight, keeping our legs straight, our arms straight, and reaching long and strong like our corn on the cob. Let's take a big deep breath in right here and breathe out. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. Awesome job. Whenever you're ready, we're gonna roll our corn on the cob pose onto our bellies, just like our corn on the cob would roll on our plate. This is our corn on the cob pose on our bellies, reaching our arms forward, reaching our feet back, keeping our bodies long and straight, reaching one big deep breath in and breathe out. Awesome job. Are you guys ready for a challenge? We're gonna move on to our next pose. This pose is our yellow banana pose. So let's go ahead and get back into our corn on the cob pose on our tummies, reaching in front of us. And then we're gonna set our hands underneath our shoulders, just like this. And whenever you feel comfortable, let's go ahead and push off our mat, straightening our elbows, straightening our legs, but bending our back so that we have a curve, just like our curved bananas. Let's take a big deep breath in and breathe out. Awesome job. Slowly bend your elbows, bringing your chest back to the floor, and reach those hands right back out in front of you. Reaching, stretching. One big deep breath in and breathe out. Awesome job. Let's go ahead and we're gonna sit back on our pockets. Our legs are bent, our feet are on the floor, and our pockets are on our feet. This next pose we call our green pepper pose. So to do this one, we're going to reach our hands high in the sky, just like we did for our corn on the cob. But this time, we're gonna set our hands right in front of us, just like this. Whenever you feel comfortable, we're gonna slowly walk our hands out in front of us. Our chest is gonna come to our knees. Our arms are gonna be straight out in front of us, and we're reaching with our back muscles. Let's do one big deep breath in and breathe out. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. Awesome job. That's one of my favorite poses. We have a few more poses for you left today. Our next one is called our green celery pose. So we're gonna stand back up on our 2 feet in the middle of our mats, and we're gonna put our feet as wide as they can. It's still comfortable. Let's reach those arms out to the side, reaching, reaching. We're gonna reach them up high, kind of like a starfish. And we're gonna reach to the right and reach to the left, like our big leafy celery. One big deep breath in and relax. Awesome job. Next pose we have is a fruit. This one's a red fruit and it kind of looks like a triangle. So to do the strawberry pose, we're gonna stand at the very edge of our mat. Let's go ahead and reach those hands up into our carrot stick pose, reaching for the sky. And whenever you feel comfortable, we're gonna bend down and touch our toes, keeping our knees straight, our arms are straight. And whenever you're comfortable, we're gonna set our hands on the floor and walk them out so that our body makes a triangle shape, just like the strawberries. Our legs are straight, our arms are straight, and our body is in a triangle. Let's take one big deep breath in and breathe out. One more time, breathe in and breathe out. Awesome job. Whenever you're ready, let's walk those hands back to our feet. And we're gonna walk them up our legs so that we stand back up into our carrot stick pose. All right, I have one more pose left for you today, and this one's gonna be a challenge. This one we call our yellow pineapple pose. So to do the yellow pineapple pose, we're gonna stand on the edge of our mat, just like our strawberry pose. But this time, we're gonna pick our favorite foot, and we're gonna step it out in front of us. Keeping that front foot facing forward, we're gonna take our back foot and we're gonna turn it out to the side of our mat so that we look like this. We're gonna go ahead and bring our arms up to the sides, reaching both ends, big and round like our yellow pineapples. And whenever you're ready, we'll go ahead and bend that front leg, making sure that our toe does not go over our foot. We're reaching to the right and we're reaching to the left, maybe even up a little bit. One big deep breath in and breathe out. Awesome job. Let's go ahead and we're gonna walk that foot back in to meet our other one. All right, as I said before, if we do it to one leg, we need to do it to the other so that we stay strong. So let's take that left foot and we're gonna put it out in front of us, facing forward. Our back foot is going to turn out and face the side of our mat. Bringing those arms up again, reaching to the right, reaching to the left. And whenever you feel comfortable, we're gonna bend that front knee, making sure that the knee does not go over your toes. Pushing to the right, reaching to the left. Go ahead and reach up if you can. One big deep breath in and breathe out. Awesome job. Go ahead and walk that foot back to the other. We're gonna go ahead and meet in the middle of our mat and take a seat crisscross applesauce style. Now we're gonna practice some mindful breathing. Mindful breathing is a great exercise to do before, during, or after your yoga practice. It really helps relax your mind and relax your muscles. So I'm gonna show you how I like to breathe. I'm gonna start with my first finger and my thumb, and I'm gonna put them together, kind of like Baby Shark. But we're gonna turn them into circles so they look kind of like glasses. Once you find your circle hands, let's set them on our knees. Take one big deep breath in and breathe out. Did you hear how quiet it got? Do you feel how relaxed you are? I'm gonna show you how I like to focus on my breathing. I'm gonna pretend that there is a big bowl of vegetable soup sitting in front of me, and I wanna smell all of the different vegetables inside. So I'm gonna take a big breath in through my nose. Oh no, the soup is way too hot, so I need to cool off my vegetable soup by blowing out through my mouth. Just like that. So let's try it together. Let's pretend our big bowl of soup is sitting right in front. One more time. Awesome job. Thank you so much for joining us for Fruit Veggie Yoga. I hope you learned a couple new poses that you can take into practice at your home while you're practicing social distancing. Make sure to visit us next time to see what new programs we have to offer. Hello.
All right, are we relaxed? I feel very relaxed now. Now I kind of like, I'm ready for some sleep. All right, so we have a no sleep. Oh. Should we lie on the ground like a potato? All right. So we do have just a little bit of, yes, Abigail, I think you and I have a lot in common. So, so we have a little bit of time left. So we can do a couple of different things. We can either show you how to work on one of the projects we did already this week. I can show you a 3D farm tour video.
I can show them really quick, if I can share my screen, what our YouTube channel looks like and how to like and subscribe.
That'll be great. Let's do that really quick.
Okay, girls. So if you go to YouTube and you search in, oh shoot, sorry. You search in this box up here at the top, and I just put in GSCCS because that's our initials, or you could put in Girl Scouts of Central California South, and you'll find this website. So you click subscribe right there. I'm already subscribed, so I'm not going to cancel it me. And if you click this bell, then it will notify you if you have any new videos on our channel that you haven't seen yet. But if you go here, and you can see right now we're live streaming tonight's AgriNation, but we have these playlists here also. That here's our playlist from Girl Scout Love State Parks from this last weekend. We have financial literacy classes every Tuesday. Here's a couple of our other classes and camps that we had. So those are some great resources, and definitely check out the Girl Scouts of the USA YouTube channel too, because they've got some wonderful videos there as well. Do we have enough time? Do we want to do another Kahoot game? What do you think, girls? Put in the chat box. Do you want to do another Kahoot? Yes, 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 yes. No, no, yes, sure. Yes, yes, yes.
You girls
Okay,
can do
so
my anatomy Kahoot.
we've got more yeses than we've got no's. So let me pull up another Kahoot for you. Just a second here. Takes me just a minute to get to the Kahoots. So like I said, I have 4 Kahoots that I've created so far for AgriNation. I should have another one ready before the end of the week. So these are the ones for Thursday and Friday. So this one crops of the month that I posted today has lots of questions. The one that was California agriculture is the one we just is the only one we haven't done. The farming is everywhere is the one we showed you on Monday. So let's go ahead and do this California agriculture one. And we'll teach it here. Let me see if I can hide some more of these cues. All right, we're going to play in classic. We're going to have our nicknames. And oh dear, there we go. My internet's being a tiny bit slow. I don't know if this is going to work. Sweetheart, can you go check to see if the girls are running Netflix or if anybody's using a lot of internet right now? Thank you. Maybe I'll close my YouTube channels that I've got open. Maybe that'll help it speed up a little bit. There we go. Okay, there's your PIN number, 198189. $198,189.
I'm playing too, so beat me, girls.
I'm gonna play too. Game on.
Awesome. Okay, so we're gonna need at least 10 minutes to play this game. So when the clock turns to 7:51, I'm gonna start the game. So get in there quickly. "30 seconds left." $198,189. Okay, we've got to get started. We've got 36 players. Here we go. California's agriculture. So the first is just thank you for coming to AgriNation. We've got challenges every day this week. So true or false? Agriculture is one of California's leading industries. True or false? True. So Smart Goat was pretty smart. Top of the leaderboard. True or false? California is the nation's #1 agricultural state. Oh, honey, will you go put those on the bed? Thank you. True.
I don't know what I threw over there, but I put these.
Okay, well, Amusing Duck is a hit in the lead. Smart Goat, Soaring Macaw, Swift Lizard, and Knowing Lobster. California farmers and ranchers produce more than 400 different crops and livestock commodities. Commodities is another fancy word for crops and products that you make in agriculture. True. All right. Oh, Amusing Duck has kept the lead. Our leaderboard is still the same. True or false? The majority of farmland in California is owned by families. True or false? Are they owned by families or are they owned by corporations? True. Most of the farmlands in California are owned by families. And Swift Lizard has come onto the board with Creative Rabbit. True or false? California is the national leader in agricultural exports. You can see that silo is piping grain up that long slide and then down into that ship. And that ship's going to travel all across the ocean to different parts of the world. California is the national leader in agriculture. True. Swift Lizard has moved into the lead with Soaring Macaw right behind. Number 7, put these top 4 ag producing states in order from left to right. So in 2018, the 4 states of Nebraska, Iowa, California, and Texas. Put them in the top producing, the highest to the left, the lowest to the right. Red is Nebraska, blue is Iowa, yellow is California, green is Texas. Who do you think, these are the top 4 states, but what order do they rank? Put them in order, 1 to 4. Again, red is Nebraska, blue is Iowa, yellow is California, and green is Texas. It's a little tricky. I thought I'd give you a different kind of question where you have to answer in a different way. You have to move those colors around. The most highest producing to the left, then second, third, and fourth. The lowest producing is going to be on your right of these 4 states. Waiting for one more person. Six seconds left. And what is the answer? California's first, then Iowa, then Texas, then Nebraska. 84% of you got that right. Ooh, look at that. Knowing Lobster came from out of nowhere, and so did Dynamic Gecko. Okay. 8 of 14. Put the top 4 California crops in order from the highest sales from left to right. Red is almonds, blue is cattle and calves, yellow is grapes, and green is milk and cream. So this is the same like the last question. The most highest number of sales, the most profit that they make is going to be to the left, and these are the highest sales in California's crops, these 4 crops, and you're going to put them in order. Almonds are red, cattle and cows are blue, grapes are yellow, and milk is green. Once you think you have them in order, smash submit. Let's see your answers. So this is a different kind of a Kahoot question where you put things in order. I have the next challenge that we're not going to do because it has 30 questions. You have to type in all of your answers, but we don't have to do that for this game. 97% of you knew the correct order. Milk and cream is number 1. Then almonds, grapes, and cattle and calves is the 4th highest sales. Ooh, Happy Bear came from out of nowhere. True or false? California grows over 90% of U.S. output of almonds, artichokes, figs, raisins, olives, peaches, plums, kiwi, dates, and walnuts. So 99% of all of these crops for the whole United States, are they grown all in California or are they spread out to different states? What do you think? Blue is true, red is false. Let's get those last few answers in. All right. True. Ooh, Smart Goat and Creative Rabbit have made it onto the leaderboard. According to government statistics, in 2019, there are more than how many farms and ranches in California? There are more than 10,000 in red. there are more than 47,362 in blue. There are more than 69,900 in yellow, or there are more than 105,095 farms in California. Farms and ranches. What do you think? How many farms and ranches in the whole state, all the way from San Diego, all the way up to Oregon? We got red for 10,000, blue for 47,000, yellow for 69,000, or green for 105,000 and change. Okay, let's get those last two answers in there. Excellent. 69,900 farms and ranches in California. Who knew that one? Oh my goodness, the scoreboard didn't change at all. The average size of California farm is 348 acres. Is that true or is that false? Let's see, 348 acres, that's about, well, I would say a football field is close to what? About 2 acres, close to that. So that'd be the size of 150 football fields. So do you think the average California farm is bigger or smaller than that? Or is it that size? Three more people need to answer. You know, I'm going to go ahead and skip to the answer because we've got to get going. It's already 8:01. That is true. The average size is 348 acres. And our leaderboard is still the same. Two more questions. In 2019, the average size of a farm for the whole United States is how many acres? So if California is 348 in the whole United States, what do you think is it? Red is 150, blue is 444, yellow is 348, green is 935. So put your answer in as quick as you can, because when it gets down to 15 seconds, I'm going to skip on to the next question because we're running out of time. Quick as you can, quick as you can. Come on, get those last 3 questions in there. Awesome, 444. So that means the average size of the farm in the United States is bigger than the average size of the farm in California. Ooh, Smart Goat and Creative Rabbit and Swift Lizard have come up in their ranks. Let's see on our last question. In 2019, agriculture, fishing, forestry, and hunting directly contributed to more than how much to California's economy? So everything in agriculture, including growing fish, doing forestry, and doing wood products, or hunting or raising animals, what do you think? 12 billion in red, 51 billion in blue, 42 trillion in yellow, or 168 million in green? What is it? Let's see. One of them is in a million, one of them is in a trillion, and two of them are in a billion. So what do you think it's going to be? All right, we're already 3 minutes after 8, so I'm going to skip ahead. $51.4 billion to California's economy from agriculture. All right, well, thank you so much for taking our Kahoot quiz, and here is our podium. Drum roll, Knowing Lobster. And number 2 is Swift Lizard. And number 1, we have Smart Goat. Good job, girls. And then Happy Bear and Creative Something is 4th and 5th. All right.
I told you girls I would win.
All right.
Did you really win?
What? I'm Happy Goat.
All right.
Okay, I need to stop my screen share because I lost my controls again.
Uh-oh. All right, let's see here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, girls. Well, we are overtime this time, but you know what? I love spending time with you, and I hope you like spending time with us too. Tomorrow is Thursday. We have a jam-packed day, including some, we have another treat to make. So if you did get your bag of supplies, there should be a bag of pistachios in there. You're gonna wanna shell the pistachios before tomorrow, before the session. If you didn't, then just watch the recipe and then you can do it again with us later on, okay? All right, one more time. What's the meeting info? It's the same meeting info all day, all week, every day. I might do it now. All right, good night, ladies.
So also the Kahoot games, we'll share those to our Facebook page. So you can also go and check out our Girl Scouts of Central California South Facebook page, and we'll share all of our Kahoot challenges there as well.